Today we're taking another look at the Phenyx Pro PTX-10, but this time the preamp on this bad boy. How does it sound with your microphone? Don't go anywhere. Up next. Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for stopping by for another episode of Lone Nose. This is a place where we help content creators just like you get better every single day through audio, video, and tech. So if you already haven't, hit that subscribe and bell button. And if you find the video helpful and it brings a lot of value to you, well then hit that like button. And well, if you just hate sunshines and rainbows and you're not into that stuff, well then hit that dislike button. Whatever, I just need to know which videos are helping you out. Hit that share button too while you're at it. Okay guys, so today, like I said before, we're taking a look at the Phenyx Pro PTX-10, but this time the preamp on this little bad boy. I just did a review on this and I was super impressed with it, especially on its clean gain, its clean preamps, and its clean line-ins. Now, I got a lineup of microphones that we're going to test on this preamp, and we really want to see how the preamp on this mixer handles the variety of microphones, from dynamic microphones to shotgun microphones to condenser microphones, all of it. So first, we'll be going for the AT4040. We'll try out the Neewer NW-700. The Rode NT1A, we'll be taking a look at the Rode NTG2 shotgun microphone, the Sennheiser MKH416 shotgun microphone, and also the most sensitive mic in the world, where you can hear a mosquito fart, the TLM49. How will they all respond into this little $59 budget mixer? Okay, so as of right now, like I said before, we are talking on the Audio-Technica AT4040. I use this microphone on a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure you can hear it as of right now. The microphone sounds pretty decent coming from this little microphone. Now, let me give you some details when it comes to this mixer. I got nothing special going on with it right now. I have its gain, the trim for the game. It's all the way at 0, so we're not pushing the preamps anything hard at all. I've got it lined up at Unity, and if we look at my recording screen right here, everything's hitting about look at that. So I'll just start talking. You see, it's probably hitting between 18 and 15. That's really good. That's a really good clean signal to get from your audio, so it can just be clear, so we're not introducing too much line noise or noise floor or whatever. So that's a safe recording. All right, so with these examples that we're going to be doing, I'm just going to talk about the microphone a little bit. I'll talk about the mixer in conjunction with the microphone and what I hear in my head. Towards the end, I'll give you my final results, but we'll also give like a silence test, and then we'll also do a spoken word test. I'll read something from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid that my son is reading right now. Okay, so like I said before, this is the AT4040. We're getting a really good sense of what this microphone sounds like on the Phenyx Pro PTX-10. I'm not going to play with any of the EQ today. Like I said, we're just going to mess with the preamp and how it's performing. Right now, we will do a silence test. We have a really good idea what it sounds like as me talking, but how does it sound like? Let's see what the noise floor of this preamp is. So let's go quiet. Looks and sounds quiet to me. All right, so let's read a quick passage from this thing, and then we'll jump onto our next microphone. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. There you go. All right, so that's the AT4040. I will give you my thoughts later on. Let's jump to the Neewer NW-700. Wow, what a big difference. Okay, so this microphone obviously doesn't sound as good as the AT4040, the Neewer NW-700. Off the bat, I'm hearing it right now. The microphone itself is a bit noisier, and I know for sure it is not the preamp. Everything is still at 0. My fader is at 0. We're probably recording around look at probably like 21. So for some reason or another, this microphone needs more gain than the previous microphone, than the AT4040. You can take a look at our waves files right here. That it just has a very low signal if I get close to it. But you know, it really doesn't matter. I'm keeping everything the same. Everything is just, we're not going to do much change at all. Okay, so let's get straight to the silence test. All right, that's a silence test, and I'm not really sure if you can hear it, but I can hear it on my end within my headphones. It sounds like maybe like an ocean, like a sea happening in the background, like I'm listening to like a seashell or something, and there's something happening in the background. As for the sound of it, the Phenyx Pro, it's doing a great job of powering this mic, but this mic in itself inherently has some kind of shortcomings. Okay, so let's jump into our spoken word test right now. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal, even if you don't live up to what you got picked for. It doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. Let's jump to the Rode NT1A right now. Okay, so dramatic improvement over the Neewer NW-700, the Rode NT1A now in display. The microphone sounds good, sounds very quiet, and once again, the PTX-10 is doing a great job of powering this microphone. Now, let's take a look at our levels. What are we recording at? Okay, well, it still looks low. It looks like we could probably add additional more gain. It looks just as low as the NW-700, but you know, it doesn't matter. We'll increase the levels in post-production, normalize it, maybe a little limiting. But we won't play with any kind of EQ or compression or any of that. But this is what the Rode NT1A sounds like on the Phenyx Pro PTX-10. Let's try the silence test right now. Very, very, very quiet mic coming from the Rode NT1A. Okay, so let's do our little spoken word test, see what we got going here. As of right now, guys, I can tell you I like the sound of this microphone. It's got a nice little clear end to it. I feel like it can break through like a lot of music if you're trying to probably do something over a bed of music. It might be a little too high for some people. Some people might prefer the NT1A for a little flatter sound. But being played off this mixer, you can't beat it. This mixer works as a great audio interface for this microphone. Okay, so spoken word time. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. Okay, that's the Rode NT1A. Let's jump into the shotgun microphones. All right, so off the bat, what a big difference. We can already see that the Rode NTG2 demands a lot of gain from whatever device that you are using, and as of right now, the Phenyx Pro, the PTX-10, is doing a great job. Let's take a look at the waveforms. We can see that as we're recording, it's peaking at like -21. So like we need a lot of gain. So I'm going to introduce a little gain to it. I'm not going to touch my fader. I'm just going to add some preamp gain to this to a point where it actually sounds, all right, so we'll stop there. We'll peak at -12 and it sounds good. Doesn't sound noisy at all. I don't hear any of the additional any line noise or any noise floor coming into the microphone. It sounds pretty clear within my headphones. Let's do the silent test for this one right now. Wow, that's pretty quiet. I do hear the PC in the background, but I'm going to give that to the pickup pattern of the shotgun microphone. Since it is a super directional microphone, it's picking up anything that's in front of it. And the PC just being right there off to the side, just to the side of where it's pointing. Actually, let me try putting it in a different direction. And let's go quiet again. Wow, big difference. The Rode NTG2 does a really good job of rejecting kind of noise, obviously because it's a shotgun microphone, but it's sounding good. And let's focus on the PTX-10. It's doing a great job of powering this microphone. All right, so let's get to our spoken word test. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. Wow, aside that from sounding really dirty, my padding on the wall just fell down. All right, that is our spoken word test. Let's move to our next shotgun microphone, the Sennheiser MKH-416. Okay, so once again, another clean sound coming from the PTX-10 from the MKH-416, but also the MKH-416 demands a lot of gain as well. Look at this. We have everything to gain at 0, my fader at 0, And right now we are peaking at like negative 18 decibels, 24. Yeah, look at that, 24, 21. So it looks like when it comes to shotgun microphones, you're gonna have to add an additional amount of gain to your mic. So let's go ahead and add some additional gain until we peak maybe like negative 15. Yeah, all right. So we'll leave it there, and then we can normalize in post. But yeah, so this is what the MK. No, I'm gonna bring it down. It sounds a little too loud. So this is what the MKH416 sounds like on the PTX-10. Let's do our quiet test right now. That's the quiet test, and I'll be honest with you, I don't hear much as far as like self noise, but I do hear the noise floor. I do hear the PC. I do hear like those ambient sounds that the mic is picking up, and that's more like on the mic. It's a very, very, very sensitive mic. What are you gonna do? All right, so let's do our spoken word test. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. All right, so right now, guys, let us jump to the Shure SM7B. Let's go. All right, so right off the bat, I am not surprised when using the Shure SM7B that this thing is choking as far as needing more gain to power this microphone. Look at the levels right here. It is pathetic. I've got it probably maybe like 1 or 2 for additional gain, and we are peaking at like 30. Let's go ahead and bring up the gain on this one, so hopefully we can get a little more louder right now. I'm looking at 80% here, and I'm peaking at probably about 16. And I hear some line noise. I hear self noise coming from the preamp or the microphone. But to tell you the truth, it's not really that bad. It's a slight hiss. I'm not sure if it comes through on your end. But let's give it the quiet test right now. All right, not surprising there. Super quiet, especially it needing so much gain. But the bigger test here is to see when pushing the preamp on this mixer, how much self noise does it add. You know what? For shits and giggles, let's go ahead and max it out. All right, so this is the preamp max. Oh, okay, something just happened there. This is the preamp maxed out right here. It's peaking out about like negative 15 decibels. It sounds good. It sounds clear. I'm getting some kind of popping sound here. I think that might be the limitation of the preamp. Maybe if you're just kind of overloading too much, it has some kind of consistent pop going on. You can even see in our levels right here. So that is something I do not want to do. And as soon as I back off, our levels start sounding cleaner. We're not getting that popping off. Okay, let me jump straight into the spoken word. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. All right, one more mic to go. Let us check out the most sensitive mic I have ever heard. Ladies and gentlemen, the Neumann TLM-49. Okay, so whatever you do, be nice to this mic since it is very, very sensitive. The TLM-49. If we take a look at our levels right here, we can see that once again, this microphone does require a lot of gain. So I'll go ahead and I will add some more gain to it. But listen, as I start adding gain so we can start getting a comfortable signal from this microphone, you can definitely hear the background, the ambiance of everything. I can start hearing the computer a little more. I can even start hearing the floor. There's a whole bunch of things. Like I said, this microphone is super sensitive. It just picks up everything within the environment. Oh boy. Okay, so let's stop talking and let's get to our quiet test. You can even see this is the only mic in our entire test that when we do our quiet test, we still get waves or bumps within our levels. Super sensitive. And let me go all the way down. And that's it. Okay, so let me bring it right back up so we can do our spoken word test. If you can get yourself voted onto the class favorites page, you're practically an immortal. Even if you don't live up to what you got picked for, it doesn't really matter because it's on permanent record. Alright, so those are all of the microphones when using the PTX-10's preamp. I wanted to give you some more details on each and every microphone, but the video is running long and I thought to myself, you know, we really don't need to know about the specifics of the microphone. It's all about the preamp of the PTX-10 and how is it making these individual microphones shine when it comes to their own individual demands of a preamp. And with all of them, the microphones, the AT40, the Neewer, what's the next one? The NT1A, the NTG2, the mixer, the SM7B, and the TLM, and also the Sennheiser that is probably missing. The PTX-10 did a great job of providing the ideal amount of gain and power for each microphone. Yeah, some microphones you could leave it at 0 when it comes to the additional gain of the preamp. Some microphones you have to blast it all the way up just to get a really good, nice sounding gain or level from the microphone. The only limitations that we saw from the mixer, the PTX-10, was when it came to the SM7B, and we already know that microphone is a gain hungry microphone, and like we saw or heard, we saw that the PTX-10 has limitations when pushing that preamp to its max, where we start getting a little popping sound. But this mixer will power the SM7B just fine at 50%. Just keep in mind that you're probably gonna have to normalize your audio. You're probably gonna have to do a little limiting to the audio as well. It's not gonna be like full and loud right off the bat. You're gonna have to do some additional tweaks within post-production. But all in all, what we find out here is that the preamp for the PTX-10 is as clean as anything else. So what do you think about the PTX-10? Are you surprised with this little guy and its super clean preamps powering all of these microphones? You got any questions, or you want to know anything specific about the extra gear that I'm using here in this little comparison? I'll leave all the links for that gear inside my description down below, so you can really get a sense of how this stuff might sound and look like within your studio. But bottom line, like I said before and 100 times, I'm super impressed with the preamps of this little guy. If you find the videos helpful and you want to see more videos like this, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you like the video. Go ahead, leave comments, questions, or concerns if you have any questions about any of the gear or the PTX-10. And as always, hit me up on social media, Low Nose Sort of. And guys, for all you content creators out there, join the Low Nose community on Discord if you want to hang out, chat, get tips when it comes to editing or audio, video, all that stuff for your content creation. Okay, guys, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.